In the heart of Ojinja Village, where the sun shined a golden light on dusty paths and the air filled with the laughter of market women, there was a man no woman could resist. His name was Dogo. He was the ugliest man anyone had ever seen. His nose was uneven on his face like a bent yam, his lips stretched wide and uneven, and his skin was rough like the bark of an old baobab tree. His eyes, small and deep in his face, seemed to carry a secret no one could unlock. Yet when Dogo walked through the village, women of all ages lost control. Mothers forgot their crying babies. Young girls abandoned their chores. Married women left their husbands' sides to follow him, their eyes filled with longing. It didn't matter that his face could frighten a child at night. The women chased after him like bees chasing honey. The men in the village were furious.
What is it about this man?
They would ask each other in disbelief. They tried everything to get rid of Dogo, chased him with sticks, spread rumors about him, and even once tried to throw him into the forest to be eaten by wild animals. But the women protected him every time. They formed human shields around him, fought their own husbands, and wept at the thought of losing him. No one understood why, not even the women. But Dogo did. He alone knew the dark secret behind his irresistible charm. And it was a secret born from pain, betrayal, and a deal with a river god that cost him his handsome face, and perhaps his soul. Long before Dogo became the man every woman chased, he was a different person entirely. His name was Jamal, and he was known across the region as the most handsome man in Ojinja Village. Jamal had dark, smooth skin that glowed like polished ebony. His eyes were sharp and inviting, his smile bright enough to make the toughest market woman blush. He stood tall at 6 feet, with broad shoulders and a slim waist. His voice was deep and warm, like a storyteller by a fireside, but his beauty brought him nothing but heartbreak. The women he loved always betrayed him. First, there was Chinara, with her dimples and sweet voice. She swore she loved him, but ran off with a rich trader from a neighboring village. Then came Adea, who used his affection to make her true lover jealous. One after the other, the women used him, mocked him, and left his heart shattered. One evening, Jamal sat by the river. Tears ran down his face.
Why?
He cried out into the silent waters.
Why must I suffer like this? I gave my heart, and they broke it every time.
The river was silent, but deep within, something ancient awakened. Jamal couldn't sleep that night. The pain of betrayal gnawed at his chest. By dawn, he made a decision. He would find help. Not from humans, but from the spirits. He had heard of a river god named Oru, who lived in a faraway village. Oru was said to grant people's deepest desires, for a price. Jamal packed a small bag, said goodbye to no one, and set off on the long journey through forests and rivers until he reached the village of Ndarugu, where River Oru flowed. The river was wide and still, its surface smooth like a mirror.
Oru.
Jamal called, standing at the water's edge.
Great river god! Hear me!
The water began to ripple. From its depths rose a figure, a woman with skin like flowing water, eyes like glowing stones, and hair that moved like river weeds in the current. She was Oru, the river goddess.
Why have you disturbed my peace?
Oru asked, her voice cold and deep. Jamal knelt.
I have known only pain, and I want to be loved.
I want to control the hearts of women.
So they feel the pain I felt.
Oru tilted her head, studying him.
when love, you ask for power over hearts, a dangerous gift.
Are you ready to pay the price?
Jamal hesitated, but remembered Chinara's laughter as she left with another man.
Yes, I am ready.
Very well.
Oru said. She stretched out her sparkling hand.
Give me your beauty.
Jamal's heart raced. His beauty was the only thing that ever brought him attention. But what was beauty if it only brought pain? Slowly, he nodded and placed his hand in Oru's. The river roared, the sky darkened. Jamal screamed as his face twisted, his skin roughened, and his handsome features melted into a hideous mask. The pain was unbearable. When it ended, Oru spoke again.
Go back to your village. Women will now crave you beyond reason.
But remember, power comes with consequences.
With that, she vanished into the river, leaving Jamal, now Dogo, staring at his monstrous reflection. When Dogo returned to Ojinja Village, no one recognized him. The once handsome Jamal was gone. His back bent like a man carrying a heavy burden. But the moment he stepped into the village square, strange things began to happen. A group of women pounding yam dropped their mortars and stared, wide-eyed. One woman licked her lips. Another whispered,
Who is he?
Within minutes, a crowd of women gathered around him, pushing and forcing their way through for a closer look.
What is your name?
Dogo.
The men of the village watched in horror. Their wives, daughters, even their mothers were circling this ugly stranger like fluttering insects around a flame. And Dogo? He stood in the middle, his heart finally tasting the revenge he'd longed for. Ojinja Village was never the same after Dogo's return. The women changed. They no longer cared about market gossip or village meetings. All they cared about was. They followed him everywhere, like shadows with hungry eyes. Married women abandoned their husbands. Mothers forgot their children. All for a chance to be near the ugly man. The men were confused and angry.
We must do something! This man is destroying our homes!
The men agreed. That night, they stormed Dogo's hut, armed with sticks and machetes. But when they arrived, the women were already there, forming a human shield around his home. A fight broke out. Wives scratched their husbands, daughters threw stones at their fathers. And Dogo? He sat inside his hut, smiling softly. His revenge was sweeter than palm wine. Among the women who chased after Dogo were those who had once broken his heart. Chinara, the woman who left him for the rich trader, now stood at his door every morning with gifts of food. Her dimples no longer sparkled with pride.
Please, Dogo, just say my name.
They trembled with desperation. Adea, who once used his love to make another man jealous, knelt in the market square, wailing and tearing at her clothes whenever Dogo walked by. The men were growing desperate. Chinedu called a secret meeting in the forest.
We must get rid of him once and for all. The women are like lost goats. But how?
Asked Okoro, the palm wine tapper.
Anytime we try, the women protect him.
Chinedu's eyes hardened.
We must strike when he least expects it. When he is asleep.
That night, the men crept into Dogo's hut. They tied his hands and legs and carried him toward the forest. But before they could leave the village, the women appeared, screaming and charging like angry warriors. The men were beaten, scratched, and chased away. Dogo was untied and carried back to his hut like a king. Despite his power, Dogo was not happy. Each night, he sat alone, staring at his reflection in a cracked mirror.
I have power, but not true love. The women chase me, but their hearts are enslaved. None of them cared who I really was. And then, none of them knew I was once Jamal.
But revenge had its price, and he had paid it. It happened on a humid evening when the air sat thick and heavy over Ojinja Village. Dogo was sitting under the old baobab tree, watching the usual crowd of women giggle and whisper as they stole glances at him. His power over their hearts no longer amused him as it once did. The thrill of revenge was fading. They followed him not because of who he was, but because of the spell. Deep down, he longed for a genuine connection. Someone who might see the man he used to be. Just as he was about to leave, two young women strolled into the square. They moved with a grace that turned heads instantly. They were identical twins, with skin the color of river clay, smooth and glowing. Their hair, long and black, fell down their backs like waterfalls. Each had almond-shaped eyes that seemed to shine even in the dim light, full lips and high cheekbones. They wore simple white wrappers that clung to their slender, curvy bodies. The twins stopped by a water seller's stand, pretending not to notice the eyes glued to them. But Dogo felt it, a strange pull in his chest, something unfamiliar. When Jamal had been handsome, he'd known attraction. But this was different. His heart raced as though he were the one under a spell. He straightened and approached them. The other women murmured jealously but made way for him, their obsession no match for his curiosity.
Good evening.
Dogo greeted.
New to Ojinja.
The twin on the left smiled, dimples appearing on her cheeks.
We came for the festival.
She said. Her voice was smooth like cool river water.
I'm Adana. This is my sister, Olama.
Said the other. Dogo extended a hand, which they both shook.
I'm Dogo.
He said.
We know.
Olama replied. The twins turned and walked away, leaving Dogo standing in the square, heart pounding. For the first time in years, he felt like a hunter being hunted. That night, Dogo couldn't sleep. The twins' faces haunted his mind. By morning, he went searching for them. He found them by the river, sitting on a rock, their feet dipped in the water as they laughed softly.
You found us.
Adana said.
You wanted me too.
Dogo replied, stepping closer. The twins exchanged a look, then patted the rock between them. Dogo sat, suddenly aware of how cold the air felt near them.
Why aren't you like the other women? Why don't you follow me around like lost birds?
He asked.
We are not ordinary women.
Olama leaned closer, her breath cool against his ear.
We follow no one, Dogo. But you can follow us.
Dogo's heart raced as their hands touched his arms. He knew something was off, something unnatural about their calmness, but his desire drowned out the warning bells. That night, the twins came to his hut. Their laughter filled the air, and their presence stirred something deep in his soul. When morning came, they were gone, leaving behind wet footprints on his floor. That evening, Dogo sat by his water pot, trying to shake off the strange feeling in his chest. Suddenly, the water stirred. Dogo jumped to his feet, and the face of the river goddess Oru appeared.
You fool! You've committed a grave taboo!
What did I do?
You laid with the daughters of Miri, the river goddess of Ojinja. Right. Her daughters are sacred. You have brought a curse upon yourself.
Her eyes blazed with fury.
Prepare, for your end is coming.
Oru said. Dogo fell to his knees. The pot shattered into pieces, dread filling his soul. The river goddess of his village was coming for him, and this time, no power could save him. Dogo sat on the floor of his hut, his chest tight with fear. The words of the river goddess Oru echoed in his mind. Prepare for your end, his mind racing. He had known the twins were different, but he'd let his curiosity and loneliness blind him. Now he'd broken a sacred law. He had laid with the daughters of Miri, the powerful river goddess of Ojinja. Outside, the village bustled as if nothing was wrong. Women still hovered near his hut, whispering and giggling, unaware that their obsession might soon turn into mourning. Dogo stood, wiped the sweat from his face, and stepped outside. If death was coming, he would not hide from it. By noon, the sky darkened unnaturally. A cold wind blew through the village, making palm trees sway and huts creak. The ground trembled beneath the villagers' feet. Someone shouted. The villagers rushed to the riverbank. The once calm River Ojinja was now a swirling mass of dark water. It rumbled like an angry lion, rising higher with each passing second. At its center, a towering figure emerged. Miri, the river goddess. Her hair flowed like liquid night, her eyes glowing silver. She was beautiful and terrifying, she commanded. Her voice thundered across the village. The women hesitated, torn between their obsession and fear. The men, however, saw their chance. The men surged toward Dogo's hut, but once again, the women stood in their way. Even in their fear, the spell of Dogo's charm held strong. They formed a protective wall, screaming, biting, and scratching at the men who tried to pass.
Fool,
she said in a low voice. Miri watched the chaos with cold eyes. She raised her hand. The river surged forward. The water struck the women protecting Dogo, tossing them aside like leaves in a storm. Dogo stood alone now, exposed to the goddess's wrath. Dogo's legs shaked out of fear, but he stood tall.
I only wanted to be loved,
he shouted. Miri laughed.
love. You turned hearts into puppets. You destroyed families.
Tears filled Dogo's eyes.
marriages, and trust. That is not love.
I was broken. Every woman I loved betrayed me. I was tired of the pain.
So you spread pain to others?
Miri asked.
You slept with my daughters, knowing nothing of who they were.
Do you know what you've done?
Dogo shook his head.
My daughters are sacred!
The water around her swirled faster.
Their bodies are not for mortal men. By touching them, you disrespected me and the balance of this village. A price must be paid.
Dogo fell to his knees.
Please, great goddess, I acted out of pain. Please, Emma. Let me explain to the village why I did what I did.
Miri's eyes softened slightly.
Very well.
Speak, but do not expect mercy.
He turned to face the crowd.
My name is not Dogo.
He began with fear in his voice.
I was born Jamal.
Gasps rippled through the crowd.
The handsome man many of you once knew.
Jamal had been a village legend, the man who broke hearts without trying.
I was cursed, not by nature, but by heartbreak.
Dogo continued.
I loved with my whole heart, but each woman I trusted shattered it. Chinera, Adea, you all remember how you left me for others. I begged for real love, but it never came.
Chinara, standing near the back, covered her face and wept.
In my pain, I traveled to River Oru, far from here. I begged for power over women's hearts, not for love, but for revenge. I traded my handsomeness for that power. I wanted those who hurt me to feel the emptiness I felt.
The villagers murmured in shock. The women who had chased him now felt shame. The men looked at their wives and daughters, realizing how deeply the curse had dug into their homes. Miri nodded slowly.
You have spoken the truth, but truth does not erase wrongdoing.
A voice screamed. It was Adea. She pushed through the crowd and fell to her knees.
We know. We wronged him first. I mocked his love. I hurt him deeply. Have mercy.
Miri's eyes softened.
You speak with guilt, not love. He stole your will. As he did with all women here. He must face his fate.
Water struck like a hammer, crashing down on Dogo. He screamed as it wrapped around him, lifting him high into the air. His body twisted, his eyes wide with fear.
Let this be a lesson.
Miri declared.
Love cannot be forced. Hearts cannot be controlled without consequence.
The water snatched Dogo downward and swallowed him whole. The river roared for a moment, then calmed. The sky cleared, the ground dried. Dogo was gone. The villagers stood in silence and speechless. The women blinked as if waking from a deep sleep. Husbands and wives embraced. Daughters clung to their mothers. The spell was broken. They searched for Dogo's body, but found nothing. Only a single white lily floated on the river's surface. From that day on, the village elders told the story of Dogo, the man who traded his beauty for power and lost everything. And every year, on the night of the flood, they laid a lily on the river to honor the lesson he left behind. True love is given, never taken. Don't forget to like, share and comment your thoughts below. And if you haven't already subscribed, please do for more emotional, captivating and inspiring stories just like this one. Your support means the world to us. See you in the next one.